Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. I This is your daily money live with Janae. So the past couple of days, I don't think I've done one. Maybe it's just yesterday because I've been traveling. But I finished speaking this morning. I spoke this morning, and so I don't have to speak again till tomorrow evening. So I'm free until then. So I wanted to go ahead and get my daily money live with Janae out the way. And so those of you who are just joining me for the first time, be watching this on replay. What Daily Money Live with Janae is I try to come on here Monday through Friday, and I cover either a money article of the day or a money topic that I want to discuss and go deeper into it, so that you can not only use the information for yourself, but you can use the information to share with others, or anything else with it. So this is your Daily Money Live with Janae. I wanted to cover just a portion of what I share whenever I speak. And I usually only share this when I'm speaking to high school and college students. Whenever I speak at corporations or nonprofits, I don't usually share the information on the slide that I talk about when it comes to credit cards and credit score, because people who have been well out of high school, well out of college for years, and in the whole system of America when it comes to credit, they can't comprehend the slides that I share, the information that I provide around it, because they've always been told you need a credit card to build credit, and you always need a credit score to just live life. Completely negating the fact that a lot of the world doesn't even deal with credit scores at all. Quick story: I met a young lady at one of my speaking presentations in, might have been Ohio. I can't remember where it was at. This was last year. And after I finished speaking to the students there, it was high school students, she was a parent that came up to me and said, I just, your presentation made me think about life with me when I was in Jamaica. She was from Jamaica. She said, when we in Jamaica, we don't have credit scores. If you can't buy the house or you can't buy the car, if you can't save up and do it, then you just don't have it. She said it wasn't until I came to the States that I started developing this mentality, like I had to have a credit score and I had to use a credit card. When before, my mentality, I think she said she got here when she was 30 years old maybe. She said for my mentality for 30 years while I was on the island in Jamaica was to save money for what I wanted. And she said it wasn't here till I got to America that I got into the mentality I must have everything now, and I got into debt. Now, by this time, she's probably like 40, so she had been in the States for 10 years and had grasped onto the whole mentality and concept that you have to have it now. And because she had that grasp, that have it now, she went into debt. And that's exactly what is going on, has been going on for decades here, is that the reason why a lot of people are in debt is because they can't wait. And that's what credit card companies feed off of. But I don't want to get into all of that. I want to just cover one aspect of what people try to tell me why they have a credit card and why it's so smart, and that's usually the reward points. Okay? And so for those of you who've never had the pitch of a credit card, because I get the pitch every time I get on a plane, every time I am going through a airport, I get the pitch for a credit card. And their whole thing is always reward points. You're going to get reward points for everyday spending. Why not get points for everyday spending? The issue with it is it's a mentality. And the best way that I can explain it, and I probably thought about this last year, and I was like, that's it. That's the mentality that they use. And it's the same mentality as other reward cards that don't put you in a debt. So, for example, I'll give you two examples with me. Starbucks, my Starbucks rewards card, and my CVS extra bucks card, okay? Because it just happened to me today. So I thought I'd come over here and talk about this. So with Starbucks, I could never probably go into Starbucks if I didn't have to. But what they do is every few days, every week actually, almost, they send an email talking about bonus points. So the email that I got today was, if I go in this weekend and I buy a Frappuccino and then I buy a macchiato, I will get 100 points. Now, 300 points gets you a free drink. Okay, so they're giving away a big deal of points, 100 points for just 2 drinks, right? If I had never seen that email in my rewards account, so this is thanks to my Starbucks rewards card that I'm receiving these emails, I would think nothing of going to Starbucks. Now it has me thinking, man, 100 points, that's a lot of points. Because to get 100 points at Starbucks with the drinks I get, my drinks are higher than usual than the rest of them. My drinks are like $6. So what's 6 into 100? Let's see. What's 6 into 100? Probably what, 15 or something like that? I don't know. 15 or 14. So I would have to buy 14 drinks to get 100 points. And here they are sending me an email where I only have to buy 2 drinks to get 100 points. Do you see the mentality around it? Do you see the mind games that is being played by Starbucks, but they get it from the reward points of credit cards? It's mind games. So I'm sure that credit card companies do the same thing. They send you emails and they're like, get double points this month, get double points this week if you buy. And now you're starting to think of, what can I spend money on so I can get these points? You're no longer thinking that, hey, I was thinking I'm not going to spend that much money this week. Now you're thinking about, oh, I got points, and that points can go to this if I go and spend it. It's the same thing. CVS, while I was speaking, sent me a $1 extra care bucks that I can spend on anything. The other day, they sent me a $5 one, which I used because my daughter did need some allergy medicine, and allergy medicine is expensive, so that was worth it. Today it was $1. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go buy me one of my Starbucks bottle Frappuccinos. And I went and got it. I would have never went to CVS and got that Starbucks bottle Frappuccino if it wasn't $1 off. It is a mind game that they have gotten really good at. They have gotten extremely well at it. And they're making us think that we need to spend the money so we can get these reward points. And the next time you hear a pitch, if you ever hear a pitch for a credit card, especially the airline ones, and they say that you sign up for this card, and I think a lot of times it's between $500 and $1,000. So what they say, you sign up for this card and you get 25,000 airline points. So 25,000 airline points can be maybe 2 trips, two airline tickets, right? But you have to spend, it was something ridiculous, $500 or $1,000 in order to get the points. So I got to spend $500 to $1,000 to get enough airline points for maybe 2 flights, and I'm not talking about good flights. Like, one way is 12,000 points, so you really are only getting a round trip on any airline. I promise you, I've get points from me flying so much. Because I get points from flying so much, I know how much the redemptions are. These points start off like somewhere short, maybe 9,000 points, and at 20%. But most of them are 12,000 to 19,000 points one way. And so for them to offer me 25,000 points, and that's only after I spend $500 or $1,000 with their credit card, that makes absolutely no sense to me. But nobody hears the part where they say it quietly. They say, only thing you have to spend is this amount of money and you get your 25,000 airline points. They don't hear that. The only thing they hear is the airline points. And they go ahead and sign up. It is all a Jedi mind trick. That's what it is. It's a mind trick. And that is why whenever I go on college campuses or high school, so where I'm at this week, Texarkana. So let me say it right. Texarkana. So Texarkana touches Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Okay, and a part of Oklahoma. So that's why it's Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana. So Texarkana. All right, and I have to say it slowly. I'm from the South, and so we talk fast, so it's always a problem for me. But Texarkana. I'm here for 3 days. I'm speaking to college students, middle school students, and then the third day is high school students. And whenever I speak to high school, college students, I always talk about how you don't need you can have a debit card for everything, and you just I know, I know, but I got it. You see, I can't. That you hear it? Can't. I can't. I mean, that's my southeastern, like, it's country. So Texarkana, it comes out that way because of my accent, and that's yeah. So, but yeah, so I share with them, that slide that I talk about with credit cards. I haven't had a credit card since 2005. I have not borrowed money since 2006, and we have bought 2 cars, cash. It can be done. And so the reason I did this live was not to go into the whole thing about credit cards and stuff. I was going into one point. So those who joined me late, is how they get you with the whole rewards points. And I use Starbucks and CVS as an example, because all the reward cards, whether it's a credit card or these different reward cards with stores and all that kind of stuff, and Starbucks and CVS, they do the same mind trick. They do the same mind trick to make you spend money. My whole basis and what I do is not only to pay off debt, but for you to be able to save money. To save money so you can invest it and it grows into generational wealth. To save money so you can go and do what you want to do. Maybe it's traveling around the world, maybe it's starting a business, but you can't do that if you keep falling for the tricks of these reward points. Okay, I'm doing well. I hope you are doing with these reward points. Okay, because what that does is take more money out of your pockets that can go to other things. So just like I need to stop falling for this whole Starbucks rewards thing, because I'm really contemplating going to get those 2 drinks this weekend so I can get 100 points. I am contemplating spending $12 so I can get these 100 points. That is what credit card companies do with these reward points. It makes you want to spend money for points. Spend money that you would not have spent if they didn't send you an email, if they didn't entice you with some points. All right? So that's all I wanted to share with you. And I'll leave you one story. This was when I used to have a credit card because of the company I worked for. I never had a private credit card. It's because of the company I worked for. And I paid the annual fee, which was $89 at the time. And I had to spend $25,000 of their money to get 25,000 points for an airline ticket, because it was $1 a point. Okay. So of course, throughout the year, I spent about $25,000 or more. When it was time for me to get a flight for my mother for her birthday to Jamaica, that's what it was for. It was 25,000 points. Not only did I have to have $25,000 spent to get those points, and I also spent $89 for the yearly fee. I had to pay them like $60 for some other kind of fee to get the flight. So you're telling me that I am winning by spending $25,000, $89 on an annual fee, and then $60 for another fee just to get one flight to Jamaica for your 25,000 points? Once I looked at that years later, once I started on my journey to pay off the $50,000 of debt in 2 years, I realized how crazy that was. When we start talking about reward points, how much money I had to spend. It wasn't my money, but this is for people with your own personal credit cards. You're spending all of that money for stuff that, you know how many flights I can fly around the world for $25,000? The deals I get on flights, I'll be flying for 10 years on $25,000 all around the world, like nonstop. And that was 1 year for a trip to Jamaica for those 25,000 points. That is ludicrous. So now it's time for me to calm down. But that is always the response I have to people who say that they have a credit card for the points. That's what I have. And you can go in and say, well, I pay my regular bills with my credit card. You know what happens when you do that? You don't pay attention. The water company been overpriced you. Your cable company been overpriced you. You're not paying attention because you're paying with other people's money. And then by the time your bill comes in, you don't know what that happened. That water bill gone. That light bill gone. Your cable bill's gone. And you are not going to take the time in our busy lives to go back over that and see what you overspent on. You're just worried about the points. So even with that argument saying that I use it just for my everyday bills, it's not going to fly either. It makes us not pay attention to the money we're spending. Okay, same thing with the Starbucks. Okay, I am working this weekend, so it's tax write-offs. So maybe I will go get it. I'm still spending my money, even though it's a tax write-off. It's money that I don't have to spend, but yet I may do it because they have tricked me with this 100 points, and it's only 300 points to get a free drink, and I'll be 100 points closer. That's the mentality that credit card companies use. The same thing that they use with Starbucks reward cards and CVS and the rest of them. All right. Okay, yeah, definitely. It just get it off of Amazon. But in those books, like whether it's my book, Debt Sucks University, is one for high school and college students. Hey, that one, as well as the one for people who pay bills, the Money Attractor. The Money Attractor is the one that you'll probably want to get. It's definitely the one you want to get. Both of them in there, I show people how to, of course, rent a car, book a hotel room without credit cards. I also show them how to buy a car and to get a house, a mortgage, without worrying about your credit score. So both of them are in that book. Like what I'm talking to you all right now about, I show you, like I'm not just preaching it, I'm actually showing you in the book how to, most people say, well, how am I gonna get a car? How am I gonna get a house? I show it in the book on both of them. So it's definitely there as well. So this was longer than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was going to be a quick Daily Money Live with Janae. But thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully this will save. And I will put it on my YouTube channel. That's where all the Daily Money Lives with Janae is. I'll put it on there. Also, y'all might have missed my poll that I did yesterday. It ended like an hour ago. I am going to do a free webinar probably in March. That's when my speaking slows down kind of a little bit. I only have like 4 or 5 speaking engagements in March. I am going to do a student loan webinar, and so what it's going to be is I'm going to show you how to pay your student loans off fast. But it's a lot of other things going on with student loans that over the past couple of weeks, I've had people come up to me in person and saying, this is what's going on with my student loans. I'm paying this much. It ain't going nowhere. I did this and now this ain't working with my payments. And so I'm going to go through more than just the habits that you need to develop to pay it down fast. I'm going to keep you from going into the traps that a lot of people are falling into. So it's things that I thought maybe people knew already, but come to find out they do not. Because of course it's not taught in college, not taught in high school, it's not taught in life. Nobody really does this. So I am going to do that free webinar, so keep a lookout for it, because you will have to sign up to be able to be on the webinar, because I'm probably going to do it through Zoom, not on my Instagram, not on my Facebook business page. I am going to do it through Zoom so I can record the entire thing, because it's going to be longer than Instagram would ever let me be on here, because I'm going to go deep and in depth. So whether you have student loans or not, let people know who do, because there are like 90 million Americans with them. So I am going to do that hopefully in March and help people with that. Also, don't forget that my speaking program, How to Become a Highly Paid Speaker, is on sale right now for 25% off on my site. You can click the link in the bio for the speaker programs. The How to Become a Highly Paid Speaker is 25% off. You just put the keyword SPEAK in the coupon code, so SPEAK, and you get 25% off right now. Okay, so if you wanted to know how I get all these paid speaking engagements, how I built my business over the last 9 years, it is a 10-part video course about all of that, plus 2 bonus webinars. The webinar around how to sell your books in bulk, because everybody knows I don't sell my books one by one. Like, it's very rare. I sell my books by like 75 at a time, 200 at a time. One time it was 400 at a time, like a couple times 400 at a time. That's how I sell my books. I sell them in bulk. So if you're an author, even if in addition to being a speaker or author by yourself, that right there alone is worth that course, that webinar. That was a bonus course for people who had bought the online course. They got that, and then it's another webinar on there about speaking as well, like an hour-long webinar, in addition to all the other content that's in the video course. All right. So I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. If you're just joining me, make sure you watch the replay. This was all about how to not get tricked when you're talking about reward points with credit cards. All right. See y'all later. Bye-bye.